Beneath the Planet of the Apes. Mixed ratings. I feel like that 34 is definitely not deserved, and the 6 is a little bit low. But anyway, I watched it on Disney Plus. If we didn't say it already, the Harrison, Kim, Hunter, Maurice Evans, and Charlton Heston. I feel like getting this James Francis guy was it was a bad idea. Like, oh, let's get him solely on the fact that he looks like Charlton Heston. Never mind whether or not he's a good actor or if he's even right for the role. Also, I mean, I don't know if it's just because they are old now that the boomers would be confused by it. But, like, you know, the people who made this decision are confused about it, because they're boomers. They can't tell the difference between a guy with a beard and a guy without a beard. But, anyway. I like Brent. Really, the only problem I had with him is that they shown him realizing that they are on Earth, and obviously they're not gonna redo something on the scale of Taylor's reaction at the end of the first film, but it seems too unrealistic. It's like, I'm back on Earth. Whoa. Whereas Taylor, like, had a mental breakdown, basically. I expected the sequels to the Planet of the Apes. Um, Let me say that again. I expected the sequels to the original to be just, basically your average action film from that time period, but there's apes. And I was wrong. Like, this film does sort of continue the warning from the first film of the apocalyptic shit, and I would say it was a fucking bold move, especially at the time, to decide to have a nuke go off and end the fucking world. Especially since they were planning on having a sequel. Um, and then the fact that you see both Brent and Taylor die, it kind of reminds me of the end of the first Saw film, where you know, it's not gonna go well. I mean, I knew for Saw because I had seen, I know what happens in the Saw films, but even before I watched them with this, I knew the ending of the original. I didn't know anything about the sequels, but I got the same feeling in this that I did in Saw 1, where, like, literally nothing is going to go right, and it's going to be sad for everyone. Um, like, everyone is either going to die or wish they're dead. Um, I forget what I was going to say. Just that feeling. Um, those are the only two films that I've ever done it, as far as I can remember. So I'm just surprised. Um, like, really, the only things by this film that I would say are bad are the effects, but that is a given since this is a film from 1970, and Brent's reaction to him being back on Earth. Also, sorry, another thing, this makes no fucking sense, and I thought they were going to explore it, but they didn't. And obviously, because of how the sequels work, they're not going to explore it in the sequels, but Nova talked, and just, hi? Because, like, either she's bypassed the virus, in which case, how? Or she never had it in the first place, but in that case, why didn't she speak before this? Like, even if she had never spoken in her life. She had seen all of the monkeys. I'm just going to use the word monkey as a collective term. Um, she had seen all of them, and she had seen Taylor and Brent talk. So I would have thought that she would have been like, human see, human do, and talked eventually, but apparently not. So it doesn't make any sense. Escape from the Planet of the Apes. Mixed ratings. I watched a lot on Disney. Roddy McDowell, Kim Hunter. This girl, Natalie Trundy, apparently she was in the last film. She was a doctor in this, and apparently she's in Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. There's a bunch of different roles. This guy, Sal Menino, as well, he was... what would you call him? He was James Dean's friend in Rebel Without a Cause. And, this was his final film role before he died, and I just find it weird that they would have got this fucking guy just to be like a third ape who dies. Literally, the only reason for the character's existence is just so that he can say to what's her name, Zira? Yeah, and Cornelius, that they've travelled back in time, but it should have been fucking obvious that that's what happened. I get that they have no concept of time travel and that they don't understand it because they just reverse engineered Taylor's craft. But come on. They should have figured it out, so there really was no point in this character's existence. They once again continue the whole theme of the apocalypse and all that, and then with the time travel stuff, they kind of explore do we have the right to interfere in time? And then pushing past that moral debate, should we? Like, is it a good idea to kill Zira, Cornelius, and Caesar in order to prevent all these things happening? So I think that I think it's surprising that a cheesy sequel from the 70s would do something like that. Speaking of the cheese, a lot of comedy in this, about half an hour of this, and it's only an hour and a half long is comedy, and it feels weird, but I don't mind it, even though it is very stupid. And then I was thinking, as that doctor boarded the ship that Cornelius, Sarah, and Caesar were hiding on, and then the place got surrounded, and I thought, right, all these people are going to kill the three of them, and then the doctor, I think his name's Otto, he kills Caesar. Then he kills Caesar and he kills Zira. Then Cornelius kills him, and then someone else kills Cornelius. And that also had nowhere near to the same effect of Beneath and Saw 1, but it had the same feeling that those two films had. And then they revealed that it wasn't Caesar that Zira had. They had swapped Caesar with a non-intelligent ape baby. And then the way that all leads into Conquest, I think, is quite interesting, but I've yet to see Conquest. I've only seen half an hour of it. Also, James Francis, Linda Harrison, Charlton Heston, that's just archival footage. I'm just gonna leave it there.